Alright, today I'm going to be talking about my ISP seminar by Kanan. Okay? And my ISP seminar is on the book Animal Farm by George Orwell. And I'm just going to talk to you about a little point I have to prove about it, and I'm going to share a few points about that point and elaborate on it, and just basically talk to you guys about that. So, thesis. Can you even see it? Okay. Okay, so you get the point. Okay. So basically what this is here is thesis. After reading Animal Farm, I'm going to prove that the desire for power and control leads to the downfall and destruction of that society. Comprehenden? Okay, so now I'm going to be talking about the author. The author, that's George Orwell. Okay? George Orwell was a British author known for his criticism of communism and state control. This is also the author of the famous book 1984. That's a 2-in-1 right there, eh? Pretty cool. And the famous book 1984 and one of Time Magazine's 100 best novels ever written. So George Orwell was English, of course. He was in the Spanish Civil War for a time. He was reporting on that, and then he left that to pursue his dreams of writing. And he was, when 1984 was released, it caused an uproar. It caused a very serious, very serious problem in the society, because 1984 was about this big brother theory, and that everywhere you go, someone is watching you, and these people don't want that anymore. And the fact that he wrote this book on that in the 1920s, 1930s, and it came out right around after World War I and right before World War II, very big deal. And people didn't like it, and people did, but it caused people to think more about stuff. And next, I'm going to be talking about George Orwell's Animal Farm is an allegory that represents the Russian Revolution and how the Tsar, which is the king of Russia, is overthrown, but they reinstate the Russian society back to a controlled state that we know as communism. So basically they take king and overpower over the people, say no more of that, communism, everybody's equal. But then they have the Soviet Union, which of course someone still needs to be higher up. So basically the same thing. And an allegory is a symbolism device where the meaning of a greater, often abstract concept is conveyed with the aid of a more tangible object. Meaning of a greater, often abstract concept is conveyed with the aid and more tangible object, but used as an example. Often used as a metaphoric example. So, basically, Animal Farm is an allegory for the Russian Revolution, just used with animals on a farm instead of Russians and Russia with the revolution. And then now I'm going to be going to my points. Oh, the plot. I'm going to talk about the plot first. So there's farm animals living together on a farm. The one day realize they're not free. Okay, they don't like it. They're not living in freedom. They're not at peace. They're slaves. And they revolt against the farmer and take control of the farm. They were tired of being used by the farmer for his gain and wanted to obtain happiness, leisure, and freedom for themselves. But the pursuit of power is corrupt, and they end up fighting amongst themselves and being controlled and deceived by the pigs who declare themselves rulers, and they make it communism. Okay? So animals live on a farm, they kick out their owner, start living in peace together, but it doesn't really work out, and pigs start deceiving and manipulating everybody. Okay, now I'm going to be talking about my points. And rawr. Okay, so the animals on the farm felt oppressed and were manipulated to think that they would be better off making their own decisions instead of being controlled by the farmer. Okay? So they thought, okay, we don't need this guy. He needs us. Let's get rid of him and do this on our own. That's basically what they thought. And that's what they think, but, you know, can't always get what you want in the right sense. They still got some of what they wanted, but pigs being the little annoying guys that they are, you know, didn't really work out. Okay, so page 28 to 29. I won't get the book out for this one. The distinguishing mark of man is the hand, the instrument by which he does all of his mischief. So that quotation is saying that the hand is the key part. The hand is what goes out and grabs and does all the mischief. The mischief is brewed up here, but the hand is what is used to do the mischief. So mischief is brewed up in the mind. That's what I think. The mischief is made up in your mind. Okay? Not by the hand. But the hand is just the executor. The hand is what does it. Okay? So that's basically what they're saying there, that the hand does all the mischief, whether you want it or not. The hand is the object, the instrument of the mischievousness. So the farmer's taking advantage of the animals, okay? So he's just enslaving them to do whatever he wants. There's a part in the book where they say, the man, he does not lay eggs. He does not give milk. You know, he doesn't. He uses the animals for that. Okay? And he doesn't do anything except for, you know, enslave the animals and make them do what he wants. So he's taking advantage of these animals by a lot. He's controlling them. He's making them do what he wants to do for his own gain, for his own pleasure. He's not looking out for their best interests, which is affected in the speech by Old Major. So Old Major gives a speech right at the start. He is a pig. He's an old, wise pig. He's the pig that, the male pig that is used to create pig babies. So he's 14 years old. He hasn't been slaughtered yet because of this, because he is the pig used for mating. And he's old and wise. He's had a lot of babies. He's been through it. He's been on the farm, one of the longest animals to live on that farm. And basically, he has a speech, he has a dream. And it's all about the animals living in peace and freedom. And he thinks that, the animals living in peace and freedom, and he thinks that, you know, he basically causes an uproar. He says, we need to live free. You know, no animal in England is free, and we need to be the ones that start this. If no one's going to start it, no one's going to start it. We need to be the ones to kickstart this revolution. Okay? So, basically, yeah, the animals on the farm felt oppressed, and they're manipulated to think that they would be better off without the farmer, which in some case could be true, but the way they executed this, not true. In my opinion, but that's just what I think. Number 2. Excuse me. The animals on the farm thought they could create a better society that would benefit themselves, where they would be in control of everything. So the animals thought they could create, you know, something better, something where they aren't enslaved, where they could be in control of themselves and their own choices, which could have been true, but of course the pigs had to take control and manipulate them, because the pigs are the smart ones, and the other animals' minds are very easily vulnerable. They're very vulnerable. They're not that smart. They've been enslaved, you know, and like Boxer, he is representing the hard-working people of communism that aren't as educated. Because Boxer, he literally gets attacked by pigs' dogs because he starts, you know, seeing that the 7 commandments have been altered, which I will talk about in a second. And he has the dogs start attacking him. He kicks him away. He has one on the neck, and he still looks to Napoleon, the king, this guy, the king pig that manipulates everybody. He still looks for him. You know, he just Napoleon got his dog sicked on you, and he still looks to the king for approval or disapproval on whether or not he should execute this animal. You know, he's literally near death, and he still looks for the decision. You know, he believes in this man. He believes in his power. He doesn't know what else to believe, so that is what he has to go off of. Okay, page 14, I'm going to read this one off. Okay. So, is it not crystal clear then, comrades, that all the evils of this life of ours spring from the tyranny of human beings? Only get rid of man, and the produce of our own labor will be our own. Almost overnight we can become rich and free. What then must we do? Why, work night and day, body and soul, for the overthrow of the human race. That is my message to you, comrades. Rebellion. Do you hear that? So that's part of Old Major's speech right there. The legendary speech that kickstarted this whole revolution. Okay? So he obviously thinks that, you know, we don't need man anymore. I've been on this farm for 14 years. We can do it without him. We don't need him. So we're going to talk about the 7 commandments. So let me just find this real quick. Here we go. So 7 commandments. Number 1, whatever goes upon 2 legs is an enemy. Number 2, whatever goes upon 4 legs or has wings is a friend. Number 3, no animal shall wear clothes. Number 4, no animal shall sleep in a bed. Number 5, no animal shall drink alcohol. Number 6, no animal shall kill any other animal. And number 7, all animals are equal. So the pigs throughout this novel, they keep changing this to suit their desires. They created these rules, but they're never consistent, right? These rules are keeping on changing to match the desires and what the pigs want. The pigs want to drink alcohol? Okay, no animal should drink alcohol until drunk. Literally, that's one of the things that changes in this book. That's one of the rules. That's what it changes to. So the pigs, they want to be more free. They want to have more fun. You know, they think they can do whatever they want. They just keep changing the rules because the other animals are too stupid to notice. Okay? So here, I'm going to give you some examples of the points that are changed. So, no animal should wear clothes. The pigs end up wearing clothes. Okay? I don't think it actually changes literally, but they end up wearing clothes. And whatever goes upon 2 legs is an enemy. The pigs end up walking on 2 legs. But anyway, so no animal shall sleep in a bed. That rule is altered to be no animal shall sleep in a bed with sheets. Because sheets is the part that makes it humanized. Sheets. That's what the pigs say to them. Which obviously, like, it's the same thing. And no animal shall drink alcohol until drunk. And then no animal, because after an execution, the Napoleon, this guy, asked all the animals like what they've been doing to be negative to him, that are not in his favor, where they've been going behind his backs and coming up with ideas, you know, and he executes all of them. So no animal shall kill any other animal without reason. And then here's the kicker. This one is actually widely known, and you know, it's one of the big deals in this one. All animals are equal becomes all animals are equal, but some are more equal than others. Like, what's that even mean, you know? But so yeah, that's one of the ones that changed. All those ones are ones that changed. And it's just, you know, no point. You know, no animals are equal. Some animals are more equal than others. What's that even mean? Like, they're talking about in reference to humans, obviously. Like, they don't care about all the other animals anymore. They just want to be like humans. So that brings me to my 3rd point. The animals' pursuit of power leads to their demise, as they return to their natural state after much destruction and death, and their plans crumbled, just like the silo they were building, or the windmill, because they were building this windmill and somebody keeps coming back and destroying it. This guy Napoleon says it was Snowball, which is another pig that they kick out because he had opinions that Napoleon didn't like, and so that's when the whole Napoleon's power came in, because Napoleon went to this Snowball guy and he brought out all the dogs that he had been brewing up for years to become these guard dogs for him, and he sicked them on him, and Snowball ran away. And then Napoleon started manipulating all the other animals. So, page 88. The creatures outside looked from pig to man, and from man to pig, and from pig to man again. But already it was impossible to say which was which. So, basically, what it's saying there is they're the same. Men are pigs. And these pigs that we've been following, these animals, are now like men. They're all pigs. They're all the same. You know, we thought we were coming up to get away from the humans and be equal with each other and be our own thing. But really, the pigs just wanted to be as equal as the humans. That was the plan the entire time. So now I'm going to talk about the Russian Revolution. Okay? In 1917 and 1923, for 6 years, there was the Russian Revolution, where everybody in Russia said, hey, we don't want this monarchy anymore. We don't want the king, the Tsar, in power anymore. Let's go kill him. Let's go kick him out. Let's create communism. Let's be all equal. So, they executed the Tsar and his family on July 16th, 1918. And then some other things arose, and the Soviet Union was created, and then they went into this communism, Soviet-controlled country, you know? And so basically, back to the point about the creatures outside looked from pig to man and from man to pig, but it was already impossible to say which was which. So basically, Jones, the farmer, and the humans, they were the Tsar and monarchy, okay? So they, power keeps getting passed down through the sons, and he becomes the next king of the farm. He becomes the next farmer, basically. And then the pig is the Soviet Union and communism, because the Soviet Union are the pigs, the animals, they retribute, they revolt, and they create their own society, right? But it's the same thing, That's what the quote is about, the pigs and the man, they're talking, and they're all arguing, and they're all the same, okay? Because it's the same thing. The Soviet Union, right, is in power right now. They still have those higher ups. Vladimir Putin is one of the richest men in the world. They still have these higher ups in their thing. And there's still all these equal people in the bottom that all just do what the government says. And they're all just really poor, okay? And they all just get manipulated by the government to do whatever they want. And the government just uses them as their little puppets. And the Russian government, they're still up there. They're still more equal than others. That's where that quote come in. Some animals are equal, but some are more equal than others. So the Soviet Union they're the more equal than others. Oh, we're all equal, but we're more equal than you. That's basically what's happening there, because they're all rich. There still has to be that high power. Vladimir Putin, it doesn't work. Communism looks the best on paper. When displayed out, it doesn't always work out, because someone always comes power hungry and gets put in this position, and they just take control of it so hard. So now back to my thesis. Excuse me. After reading Animal Farm, I just proved the desire for power and control leads that to the downfall and destruction of society, as shown by the pigs and the communist ideas that they have. And that'll be the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening.